So already let's see, question has been asked, especially in GS paper, and I guess they asked me that question in both paper 1 and paper 3 the same year. In public administration, so I guess they have not asked so far. This is what I know, but it is one expected question. Even if they don't ask, but you cannot write urban local bodies without giving references to a smart city mission. This smart city, by the same, let's say the idea, already you may be aware about the smart city mission which is going on, and in India it was, the idea was conceived in 2014, it was started in 2015. It is one such important initiative of Niti Aayog, a smart city mission, and it promotes competitive federalism. We have given example of a smart city as competitive federalism. So by the name itself is smart, if you see, it is technology driven mission. That when we integrate technology in the process of urban governance, be it its infrastructure, services, governance, then it is considered as a smart city. So it is a technology driven mission, largely let's say information and communication technology, although it is not only information and communication technology. Like if a city has its cleanliness based on vacuum, means it has vacuum cleaners, then it is one such manifestation of a smart city. If a city has transportation based on GPS system and that transportation is very robust, it is integrated, that you can have hassle-free transportation without much traffic, so it is also manifestation of a smart city. So a smart city is not only ICT led, but primarily if you talk, dominantly if you talk, it is integration of technology including information and communication technology in urban infrastructure, governance and its processes, so that everything becomes smart, means everything becomes very intelligent, everything becomes hassle-free, and people get quality of service. So urban local bodies can ensure quality of service, equity, this is what called equity, live means livable, means the city becomes more livable, clean, and also people feel empowered. So smart city, one benchmark is, as per let's say our smart city concept, so within 1 hour you can travel from one part of the city to another part of the city. That is manifestation of a smart city in 1 hour. So several benchmarks have been fixed related to water supply, power supply, gas supply, sanitation, clearing those garbage disposal. So within 24-hour garbage should be disposed. No any garbage should be kept lying on road on any such side. So every sector target benchmark is set, a smart benchmark, and that is how let's say city becomes smart. It can include also housing facilities, market facilities, connectivity, various types, means you can add the term smart before all the infrastructure, smart power, smart energy, smart transportation, smart education, smart health, smart right, solid waste management. So that is what every sector, means every such component or every urban affair should be, let's say, that is smart, means it should be delivered in a smart fashion. That is what we mean by smart city. Like say if you go to, if you want to book any ticketing, if you want reserve, so it should be, let's say, hassle free. If you want to reach to railway station, it should be hassle free. As soon as you reach to railway station, so it's used to get the feeling of airport type. So now railway stations are being converted like airport type. This you should know. Like one such rare airport is, you should know it has been already converted, like airport type is called Habibganj in Bhopal, which name has been changed by some Maharani. I'm not able to remember her name, so Durgavati. So it has been made like airport type. So first they will take you to upside, then they will bring you downside unnecessarily to experience airport type of environment. Right. So right. This is what we mean by smart city concept. Right.
Ethics with S. Ansari remains the best ever choice. Do you know that ethics paper is the only paper in general studies that pays more with less efforts? One can easily secure 130 to 140 marks. LUKMAAN IAS is a well-established name since 2014 for ethics paper. We offer 3 types of courses: Ethics Foundation course, Ethics Case Studies, and Ethics Test Series. Since 2015, LUKMAAN IAS students have maintained the records of securing the highest marks in this paper. So, why to wait? Contact us today for more information.
Nowadays, if you go to in railway station, at least New Delhi railway station, you may have experience. You will find that they are now upgrading that ceiling. Let's say the ceiling of that. So they are upgrading it, and all those wire etc. would not. You will not see it. They have a smart, let's say, cover. So it will be like means different scenario you will have. So half they have done, half to be still done. So that is how you will find that old, if you find it, so many wire you can find, so many connections you can find, but new one, so you'll find that it is covered and its ceiling is also low, not very high. So that is example of a smart city. This. Then the idea is that how the idea means how the idea of a smart city came. Basically, it came from Western countries, and that's also by the ICT companies. The idea was given by IBM. Means first idea was adopted by IBM in 2011. A smart city. Before that, in 1992 itself, there was concept of a smart growth, then a smart intelligence. So companies like Microsoft, IBM, and other such, let's say, ICT based companies, they have been trying the idea, let's say, smart idea, a smart city. So finally the term smart city came into existence in 2011 by IBM. And European countries have smart city standards. So smart city is defined, we can define in our own way, but in a simple way to define is that when Indian cities achieve the standards of European city, that is called a smart city. So other way around it is defined. So European cities have standards of a smart city. This. So that way you can understand. So we also got this idea to develop a smart city, and it was initiated by Ministry of Urban Development, and there was also a separate Ministry of Urban Housing and Poverty Alleviation. Now both ministries have been merged and created one ministry. It is an initiative brought in 2015, and we, under that initiative, we have to develop 100 such cities as smart cities. The 100 cities, when they will be selected, some cities are already means automatically they would be selected because they are the state capital. All the state capital, they would be selected as a smart city. Besides that, you have to select other cities. So when you have to select other cities, then those cities will go for bidding. And when they go for bidding, so they will have to compete against other cities. Like say Uttar Pradesh. So Lucknow can be one such a smart city because it is the capital. But then there are other cities also. It can be Kanpur, it can be Allahabad, it can be Agra. And they would have to compete among themselves to get selected from that state as a smart city. So since they would compete among themselves, that is how it promotes competitive federalism. and hence they would compete against themselves, so they will have to first improve their infrastructure. To get selected in bidding itself, there are certain criteria, and you have to fulfill those criteria. To fulfill those criteria, cities will try to improve their infrastructure. It results into first stage of improvement of infrastructure, and once they are selected, then second stage of improvement. So that is how it results into competitive federalism. And then government has its own implementation strategy once it is selected. So then let's say total investment will be 2000 billion rupee. It is a project for 5 years initially, between 2015 to 2020, but it has been now extended. It was for 5 years. In 5 years, we needed total investment $2,000 billion, of which you should know that 960 crore would come through government, half by center, half by state, rest would come through private investment. It means its success depends on private investment, that is called public-private partnership, because more than half investment would come from private sector. That's why several countries have entered in memorandum of understanding to develop smart cities. Japan, Spain, any name you can take, France, UK, even China, Singapore, they have entered a memorandum of understanding with Government of India to develop a smart city in India. And then let's call it a special purpose vehicle. Since, as we have told that the present government has effective implementation strategy, they try to overcome past weaknesses. Hence, one special purpose vehicle has been created as per Companies Act 2013. Means a special purpose vehicle means it has a status of a company, means a separate dedicated company has been created, means each city will have one dedicated company known as special purpose vehicle company, which would be headed by chief executive officer, who would be nothing but IAS officer. So IAS officer, you know that, still they remain important. So CEO would be IAS. Every special purpose vehicle will be headed by one CEO, and it would have representatives from union, state and local bodies. And a special purpose vehicle would be responsible for promotion, development, construction, monitoring, evaluation, attracting investment, everything. Means it is one point, let's say that solution. A special purpose vehicle is the company which is responsible for development of a smart city, giving contracts, projects, monitoring implementation, feedback, all sort of things. So that is how a special purpose vehicle has been created. And this is what we can say about a smart city. When we talk about a smart city, then the question also comes whether we have to develop entire city, or will develop half of the city, or will develop only certain fraction of the city. So there are two methods we have followed: area based development and pan city development. Means entire city development, and only certain portions or certain parts of the city would be developed as a smart city. Area-based development has three other methods, sub-methods. One is called redevelopment, another is called retrofitting, another is called greenfield model. Greenfield model is applied in those areas which you have to completely develop new, and that would be about 250 acres. Means area they have also defined, like say Amravati city is one such example of greenfield model, completely new. Redevelopment is happening, it happens only very small area. Redevelopment means existing area would be raised, means it will be destroyed, the existing area would be removed, and a new, let's say, development will take place. That you can see at, if you want to experience, you can go to AIMS, and that near AIMS it is called East Kidwai Nagar. East Kidwai Nagar high-rise building is an example of redevelopment. The existing building, it was government quarters were removed, and then they have developed high-rise building. it which has 5 types of, let's say that flats from peon to secretary. So that is called redevelopment. Retrofitting is the area where the existing area will not be removed. It will be, let's say, also kept intact, and within that area there would be development of that area. So this is an example of retrofitting. So there are 4 types of, let's say that methods that we follow: redevelopment, retrofitting, green development, and pan city development. Largely we have redevelopment, retrofitting common. Pan city development is very rare, very less, and green development is also very rare. It means ki in the name of a smart city, we are trying to develop certain portions of the city, certain part of the city. Like say in the case of Delhi, only NDMC area has been selected for a smart city, which is already a smart city. So NDMC area is already a smart city, right? It has been selected. So anyhow, these are the methods that we have to follow. This is what we can talk about, some basics of smart city development.
Welcome to LUKMAAN IAS. Study General Studies with LUKMAAN IAS for building comprehensive knowledge. GS paper 2 and 4 will be taken by S. Ansari, and other papers will be covered by renowned faculties. Live classes are as effective as offline classes. The classes are highly interactive in nature. Your doubts and queries will be addressed, and there will be dictation of notes. In the last 10 years, LUKMAAN IAS has set up a niche in the field of UPSC guidance.